Hey guys, back with you once again after a long 36-hour weekend of work. Just recently did a trade with our buddy Tony at Ynotart. One of the unfortunate few who may not have seen his channel, I'll try to leave a link under this video. But we just recently did a trade. He did a little unpackaging video, and I thought I'd return the favor. Won't show the address so I can protect the names of the guilty, but we'll see what we got here. Okay. Packaged really good. See what we have. Okay. That was really cool stuff. We had originally done a trade for sent him a Defenders Giant Size Annual #1, and he had a Fantasy Masterpieces #2, the 70s series that had some cool Silver Surfer reprints. The issue I didn't have, but there's #2. It's a really cool book. I think this is probably some of the Sal Buscema stuff, like from the late 60s. It's a really cool book. It's great shape. Real nice. And he sent me some extras here, it looks like. It was some others I was asking him about, and he went ahead and sent them to me. That's really nice, man. I appreciate that. But he had some couple giant size Master of Kung Fu #1. Always love these. Shang-Chi. Got some great art in it. I think it's Paul Gulacy, Dan Adkins. That's just some great stuff. We got a thing for these Marvel giant size books. The ones that are got the perfect binding on them are square bound. We'll try to collect a whole run of those if I can. They did them mostly like in the annuals, and then they would have like 4 or 5 giant size issues of a lot of titles, so it's really cool. And we here have giant size Master Kung Fu #2. Again, it's one of the giant size. These books are really a bargain. These and the giants you used to see from DC back in the 70s, 100-page giants, and they had like some 68-page giants, and later on in the 80s they had the dollar books. It was like 68 to 80 pages for $1, which was still a bargain. This is just more great artwork and story. More Paul Gulacy artwork. I think the guy's name was Doug Minch. Did a lot of scripts. This is just great stuff. This is cool. Even got an old Yellow Claw reprint in the back. It's a really nice book. And he also sent me a one of the few Defenders books I didn't have, #29. I always enjoyed the Defenders. It was like the greatest non-teen book for a teen book that I ever read. It was just kind of offbeat, something different, like me. But Tony, buddy, I sure appreciate it. It was really great. Send me those extras. I mean, didn't really have to do that, but that just goes back to what a lot of guys have said on here about this community. I mean, there's a lot of great guys on here. And a lot of times I feel closer to a lot of you guys than I do some of the people that I'm around every day. But I think we're a well-kept secret, but I think we're getting out there. But anyway, man, Tony, thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate that, and I'm sure we'll probably do business again in the future. Anyone watched my last video? I'm kind of going through a inventorying and organizing and sorting phase again, trying, hopefully not in vain this time, to get my collection organized. And I'm kind of just like pulling out some of my favorite titles. Most of them are like team books, you know, Justice League, you know, All-Star Squadron, Avengers, Defenders, Champions, Inhumans, X-Men, just all that sort of stuff. And I'm kind of doing a few piles by artists: Joe Kubert, Jack Kirby, Neil Adams, Mike Grell, Bernie Wrightson. I thought of what I might do on the end of this video, just kind of show a stack of some stuff I've got kind of pulled out so far. I decided to get a stack of Wrightson stuff I've got. Now this is stuff that Wrightson either did the cover on, or the cover and the interiors, or else he just helped ink a cover. I kind of had to do a little bit of research on this because I kind of wanted all his stuff together. And I noticed, especially on the covers that he just inked, I mean, I kind of liken him to Wally Wood in a way, because anything Wood inked, it really kind of looked like Wally Wood's art. It's kind of the same thing with Bernie Wrightson to an extent. And I know there are a lot of Bernie Wrightson fans. Good friend of mine, I just got into collecting. He's turned into a huge Wrightson fan. And I'll go ahead and show those books. Okay, we got a little bit of everything. You know, just Silver and Bronze Age here. Maybe a couple from the 80s. Got Captain Marvel 43. I think Wrightson just inked this one. But that's a really cool cover of Captain Marvel. I think it's Drax the Destroyer. Yeah. Really nice cover. This is one of my favorite books. Dead of 9/11. It was Scarecrow. Marvel's version of the Scarecrow. And this is great because it's Gil Kane, inked by Bernie Wrightson. So it's really, really cool cover. Okay. Here we have Where Monsters Dwell, number 8. I think this is another Wrightson inking job. And this one is all Wrightson. Chamber of Darkness, number 7. Night of the Gargoyle. I think most of these Marvel 70s books, the horror stuff anyway, were mostly reprints, but I think a few issues had some original stories in them. That's just it's a really nice piece of work by Wrightson there. And okay, another copy of number 7. Not as good a shape as the other one. It's more of a reading copy. But okay, another all Wrightson cover, Chamber of Darkness, number 8. And here's something a little offbeat. Some 70s DC. Kong the Untamed, number 2. Wrightson cover. And another copy of number 2. That's another reason I'm trying to go through all this stuff, like pull out duplicates that I don't need, and maybe put those up for sale or trade. Here's a beautiful cover. This is Kong the Untamed, number 1. Trying to get the glare out of it. There we go. Okay, another Wrightson cover, Detective Comics 425. And I know several of you are collecting this book. I finally got my second issue. It was from a place called Mail Order Comics that I'd been getting my new stuff from, and I'd quit buying new stuff for a while. And they finally like saved a book here and a book there, and that had been delayed or whatever, and just kind of shipped them all in one package. But here's Frankenstein Alive number 2. This is just beautiful stuff. I know a lot of you guys are reading this, and will number 3 ever come out? I don't know. Okay, this is from Pacific Comics. This is Bernie Wrightson, Master of the Macabre. This is number 1. I think this is just reprints of some of his earlier work. And I've seen a few of you show this book too, and I've had these. Here's a Hulk 197 with a Man-Thing cover. More Wrightson. I think this is maybe a 2-part story. 198 is the second part of this, maybe. Okay, we got a run of Swamp Thing here. I think I might have already shown my Swamp Thing one. I'm not sure, but here's number 2. And another copy of number 2. Number 3. Number 4. I think Wrightson was just born to draw Swamp Thing, or muck monsters, or monsters just in general. Number 5. Number 6. Seven. Batman crossover right here. Number 8. Number 9. I think this is a pretty famous cover. I've seen this a lot. They've reprinted these stories I don't know how many times, but it just never gets old. And number 10, this is the last issue that Wrightson did. I think he's fighting Arcane's Unmen there. Great stuff. Okay, got a take it out of the bag because there's a sticker on it. I think this was from Mile High Comics. This is House of Secrets 93. This was right after the first appearance of Swamp Thing in 92. Here's a cover by Wrightson, House of Mystery 209. See, some of these might contain Wrightson stuff on the interior, but I'm not sure. Here's the House of Mystery 193. It's a nice looking book. It's just got some little issue where a chip is out of the bottom. Okay, here's a high grade copy of the same book. Okay, Tower of Shadows number 9, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Wrightson drew himself on the cover there in the red t-shirt, and I'm not sure who the writer was on that story, but I think he drew himself and the writer on the cover, so that was pretty neat. Here's one of my favorite titles from the 80s. It's from Pacific Comics. Twisted Tales. These just every one of the stories in these books are great. I don't know if Wrightson actually did any of the interiors, but you know, this is just a great run of books. I think the first run was maybe 10 issues. They're just a cool cover. Got the belt made out of the human heads. Okay. Let's see. This is actually Wrightson art on the interior, but on the cover it's Mike Kaluta. House of Mystery 201, I think. Yeah, 201. And I think this is maybe the only, he either did 1 or 2 covers of Tomb of Dracula, but this is number 43 by Wrightson. Of course, all the interiors in this series were done by the late great Gene Colan. And here we have House of Mystery 195. And you're not really sure on this cover if this is a guy that is like morphing into a bat, or a bat morphing into a person, or there's a giant bat after him. It's kind of ambiguous, but I thought it's a pretty cool design. Okay, another Wrightson cover, Giant Size Chillers number 3. More of the square bound books. There's more Wrightson reprints. Masterwork series, Great Comic Book Artists number 3. Okay, here we have House of Mystery 255 with a great Wrightson sci-fi cover. I think this, he actually did this like 7 or 8 years before this book came out, and it was just laying around unused, and they put it on this issue, because I think this book came out like in the late 70s, early 80s maybe. And last one I have in that stack is House of Mystery 204. I love this cover. That is a Wrightson slimy, muck-looking monster at its best. Okay, that's like I say, I just got started, you know, separating all the stuff out, so there's probably going to be 2 or 3 more stacks of the Wrightson stuff. But just thought you might enjoy looking at that. And again, Tony, thank you once again, my friend. It was really really nice to throw those others in there for me. Like I say, YouTube's a great community, and like I say, the people that haven't got to check out Tony's channel, great YouTuber, great guy. He got some amazing talent as an artist also, and anybody that hasn't checked out his channel really needs to. So that's all I got for now, and onward and upward.